हाय एवरीवन। आज की वीडियो में आई वांट टू एड्रेस समथिंग कॉल्ड द टॉपिक ऑफ abundance block or abundance related overall well-rounded picture of abundance than the simplistic picture of abundance that most of us hold in our life. So, because most of us or our parents or maybe our grandparents grew in societies where our parents or grandparents or ancestors came from a modest upbringing or even sometimes poor upbringing. Many of us could have had in our genes this DNA of abundance blockages present within our genes. And conversely, it's not always true that because of adversities faced by humans that humans will have this abundance block in their life, because every negative experience that we have in our life can propel us either towards something positive or propel us towards something negative, or some thought pattern or life pattern that makes us be too positive or makes us be too negative. When we are too generous as a result of past experiences where we didn't have generosity in our life, that can be a curse too, because say you are continuously giving to someone who doesn't value what you're giving them, there's no point in a way at the higher level of existence with them or even at the lower level of existence with them continuously giving someone something that they don't want. Causes what? It might cause us to feel bad that this person is not receiving what I'm giving. Say I'm walking down the road, and this is a simple generous experiment, the generosity related experiment, that I have seen many boys and men who are wanting to bring some abundance, who are wanting to teach about some aspect of abundance to others, are doing in their social experiments. So they go and give a rose to a girl, or they go and give a bouquet of flowers to them, or they go and give some money to the poor, or they give a phone to someone. And there's different things they are doing in that abundance related experiment, kindness related experiment. But say when I'm giving to someone, if that person is not ready to receive what I'm giving, when it is an experiment about people are thinking that this person is not receiving my gift of money or gift of love because say I feel they are unkind, because before that they did something to try to prove whether this other person is kind or unkind, and according to their beliefs they have proved that this person is unkind. That's why they are not taking the rose, or they are not shaking my hand, or they are not receiving my hug, or they are not ready to receive my money. But are there other scenarios when people will not receive something from you? Say you are a independence oriented person and you do have potential to earn money as well as actually have money in your bank account. In that instance, if you have all these three happening, and even if you don't have money in your bank account, say you have assets available to you that you can turn into active cash flow, in these instances, will God allow you to explore these instances first, or will God want you to go and accept money from someone else? What is the life lesson for that person? If I am a girl who is walking on the street and someone wants to give me a free phone, and they have a particular criteria, or they want to give me a free monetary gift, and they have a particular criteria for deciding this is why I will give this gift to this person. If this person doesn't meet my gift giving criteria, I will consider them as unkind, and that's why I will not give them the gift. I'll give it to another stranger. They have the right to do that. Say someone fails the test and you decided they are unkind. Maybe they are kind, maybe they are unkind. We don't know. But your test assumption is they are unkind if they don't do certain things. So the gift receiver will not, who was a potential receiver, will not get the gift, and they have a whole set of reasons and stories for why they were apparently unkind according to someone else's metrics. But true metrics of someone's kindness or unkindness depends not on the person who has created an experimental way of deciding who is kind or unkind. It lies more within what is going on in that person's life. Say someone's way for giving you a gift is you donate money to the poor, but maybe they do donate money to the poor, they donate time to the poor, they give their affection to the poor, they show that to the poor in some ways. But if someone is coming and doing an experiment in front of me, and I am a person who is very intuitively aware when someone is say manipulating me or not manipulating me, cheating me or not cheating me, because it's a form of social cheating if you're asking someone for money when you don't need it. Most of us, being kind, will give money if we are in the kind frame of mind. At least I am like that. If I am in the kindness frame of mind, if I have change in my purse, I will give it. If I think I don't have change, this happened literally to me just 2 days back. Someone had come to deliver food. My dad wanted to pay them, but my dad is very that way, not that kind in giving people tips when they are delivering food. So he was not ready to give him a tip. He asked me, do you have XYZ's change? I had more change than what he wanted. And I, at that time, usually if I deliver or get some food, I usually give more than what my dad is willing to give, or he never gives any tips. So I thought I have only 50 rupees in my purse. So I gave 50 or 70 rupees in my purse, and I gave that 50 rupees to my dad. He was asking for 10 or 5 rupees. And I said, give the rest as a tip. My dad was not ready. I still insisted and I gave the tip. Because that is my personal nature, and I gave the tip. He's also right in some way. Sometimes in certain cultures, if you give tips or don't give tips, people's work is same. Whereas in certain cultures like US, if you give tips, or after, if someone has served you well, you give the tips, it seems like a well-deserved thing that they got. So it's not that my dad is wrong. I can tag him as an unkind person that he doesn't give tip. But say if a person's quality of service doesn't improve as a result of continuously giving them tips, or if a person's quality of life is not improving even though they are receiving a lot of tips, is that a problem zone? Yes, because I want to give tips so that they do better work, they bring gratitude in their heart for their work. But it also is conversely also true, according from my dad's perspective, that earlier when in India people didn't used to give so much tips, if someone doesn't give tip, then also the criteria of work should be that you should do your work with gratitude, which is what the main idea of work is, doing it with some gratitude. So if someone is kind, say they are intuitively aware that when someone is kind of like being false and not being authentic, that person might be reluctant to give money. So does that mean they're unkind, or does that mean they like to give money when someone they feel is truly needing a money and they should be given money? So you can't always bracket everyone who doesn't give money as a criteria of them being generous or non-generous. They could be ungenerous in some aspect of their being or unkind in some aspect of their being, but the reasons for their unkindness is something that is meant to bring kindness within us. And this is where abundance block arises in people. If I continuously keep thinking that everyone is unkind, I will continuously keep facing that unkindness experience with them, depending on the belief system I held about the unkindness. If my belief system is a person who gives me tip is kind and the person who doesn't give me tip is unkind, then that's a false belief system. Because the person who didn't give you a monetary tip of 50 rupees, what if he gave you some other tip? Maybe he gave you a blessing. You don't know whether he gave you a blessing or not. Maybe him not giving you a tip is bringing this question in your mind, should bring this question. If I go and deliver to A house and B house, and I know always A house gives me 50 rupees tip and B house gives me 0 rupees tip, should my work quality be poor because A gives me 50 rupees tip and B doesn't give me 50 rupees tip? Because that is the level of transcendence you have to begin to have. Is A a better quality human just because he gives 50 rupees tip and B doesn't? What if B comes from a really poor background and for him that 50 rupees is more precious than the person who is delivering? Maybe the person who is giving you 0 tip only earns 10,000 rupees as a salary, and the one who's giving you 50 rupees tip earns 1 crore salary. So if a 1 crore person is giving you 50 rupees tip, another question, should you be grateful for that, or should they be capable of giving a better tip? Should the 1 crore person who wants to manifest more money or show more kindness in the world by using their money in some way, like a millionaire who is maybe giving $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 to someone after having analyzed whether they need the money, though there were experiments like that also. If you're doing that as well, do they really need the money, or do they really need a mechanism to have a better quality life? And if you're a millionaire, should your focus be on just giving them a small amount of money, or should your focus be on doing something at the lakh scale, at the 100,000 scale, building something at that scale that would allow these people to have a better quality life, and not just one homeless but a bunch of homeless people? Wouldn't that be a better utilization of a millionaire's money? Versus if I am earning $100,000, if I go and give a $10,000 a gift to someone or $5,000 gift to someone, that makes sense. I'm giving 1%, 10%, some percentage, smaller percentage of my salary to someone who I feel has a need. And because I'm not a multimillionaire or a millionaire, that also means I don't have a vast social circle. I don't know that many people to gather money. I don't have that many employees who earn the money for me. That's why I don't have that much money. So if I don't have a source of income, that many people or a vast source of income, I have to give according to the small source of income I have. But if I do have a vast source of income, should I think big according to the vast source of income I have, or should I stay stuck according to the source of income I used to have previously? Because this is a challenge I face with my dad, and I have faced in my own life. It took me a while to understand this also. It's not that I understood it the first day I started earning a lot of money. No, when I started earning money, it was difficult for me to spend even on myself, because I came from country like India. When I was living in US, even when I was a minimum wage worker in US, that salary, if I convert it into Indian rupees, was minimum wage, not even minimum, more than the minimum wage salary in India. So someone in India might be thinking that this girl is earning a lot of money, why is she not spending on us when she goes to US? And many people have this expectation that their relatives should spend money on them. But how can I spend money on people when I am barely on a day-to-day daily wage kind of existence? Because I literally had those daily wage existence phases where what I was earning was actually at one point of time less than what I was spending. Not one, I had 2 phases of time like that in US. What I was earning was less than what I was spending. But when I was poor or in the low minimum wage worker category of US, for Indians it is a high or middle wage category. But just because it's a middle wage category in India, that same wage gets used up easily in normal just food, clothing, medicine, shelter than it would have if that salary was there in India. So at that time, if Indians view me as ungenerous because according to them I earn more money than them. That is not the reality. The reality is, while monetarily I'm earning more, spending wise I am in a country where expenditure is also equivalent to what I am earning, or sometimes expenditure was more than what I was earning when I had much lesser salary than as a graduate student. Because initially I was a graduate student who had a particular salary, then I was not a graduate student who had 5-6 months of no salary at all. At that time I'm not earning anything. I am only simply spending in daily costs, and then a few months of salary, which was half or 1/3 of what I was earning as a full-time research student. So that half or 1/3 salary that I was getting was not enough, because I hadn't learned how to live in that smaller budget. I had to eventually learn how to live in that smaller budget. Say I was earning $400 in a month or $500 in a month, and I was living in a housing that itself costs me $400 in a month. Can I continue living there if my income savings have all dwindled and it's coming near to zero? No, I would go into debt. That is also a abundance block for many people, be it in India, be it in US or any country of the world. If I am earning less than what I'm spending, and if I also don't have any extra savings of any monetary or asset related savings in my bank account, or maybe I have it but no one in my family told me that you have that money in your account, so according to me I don't have any money. So if all these three scenarios happen to me, where I don't have money that is needed to be spent while I am studying in a particular country, or living in a particular country, working in a particular country, and my normal average expenses are more than what I earn, I cannot live in that housing where $400 is going to be spent while I'm earning either $450 or $500 based on how many hours I work that week. So when I'm only earning $450 to $500 and I am having a rent of $400, can I live? No, I need food. Rent, that is just the rent of the place. I need food. I might need medicine. I need money for gas, because their public transport is not that common, right? So minimum all these things, for these things I need money. Even if I don't have any dependents, I need money for all these. So eventually I moved to a housing where I shared the housing with people, and because of that, in that shared housing, and it was cheaper housing, I was only paying about $150 in rent. Now then I have extra money to spend. The extra $300 that I have, now I can spend it on food, spend it on medicine, spend it on car fuel, spend it on other things. But even then, if again my expenses of food, needs for car going around in the car, or if I want to even save some money to come and visit my family in India, again I will have to even save maybe $5 or $10 every month in order to have enough money. I would have to save it for over a year to actually have enough money to come and visit India if I'm in that lower salary range. At that time, if someone's family is asking, and there were times when I was budgeting, because I was working in a preschool, so whatever meals they had left over in the preschool, that I would throw away otherwise. Say I had put in a bowl of fruits for the children. Now there is a bowl of fruits that is given by the municipality only, from wherever they were acquiring the food, they had these large amounts of food that was coming for these children. But after these children ate, some days there are 50 children coming to that school, some days there are 45 children. So even if 5 children don't come, enough food used to be there for at least 2-3 adults to eat, or more adults to eat. Now after many years of experience, I'm realizing that same food, and according to food inspection laws or food laws of that country, if you have extra food that no one is eating, you can't give it the next day to people, you have to throw it away. So I had to throw away those food. They used to have milk cartons that would come for the kids. Every child used to get milk cartons of at least two milk cartons a day or something, or 3 milk cartons for 3 meals of the day. Now those this small 100 ml, 200 ml, they would also be thrown away eventually after they expire, or if a lot of them have accumulated because some children were sick and they didn't come. So I would take one of those extra milk cartons occasionally. I would take extra one bowl of a couple of fish fingers left, if that I would anyways otherwise have to throw in the trash. Now because I was no minimum wage worker, I would take it. But if I was not a low minimal wage worker, or I was not budgeting for money, would I have taken that extra or whatever was left over food? No. There was also an instance after a few years that same place did a strategy where they had packaged food, like there was fixed packaged food ordering, and they had the flexibility to order that packaged food someday for 45, like if 45 students are coming, the teacher estimates that 45 students will be coming, she will only order 45. Maybe 42 will come, maybe 45 will come, but there were all this throwing away of the food would be less. That's why they did that. Some days they will order 50 food when they know that around 50 students have shown up. So some days 45 was getting ordered, some day 50 was getting ordered, and in that way the wastage was less because they have already these packaged foods. Only wastage that happened was if that packaged food was given to a child, if the child doesn't want to eat it, it gets thrown away. But even then they had these milk cartons, so the milk cartons would go to waste if more children didn't come, or after 10 days if 5-6 milk cartons are accumulating, if they have expired, I have to anyways throw them. If they don't expire, I might keep them in the future when, say, in some future date some less food was ordered. But even then the expiry is the control system there. So if something is already expired or near expiring, I will take it, because no one else is going to have it. If tomorrow is the expiry date and I know by tomorrow these 10 milk cartons won't be used, I can definitely take 1 or 2. No one is going to say anything. It was otherwise tomorrow I have to throw those 8 cartons or which didn't get used, or all the 10 that didn't get used. And because I was new to the country, because I didn't think about poverty, didn't think deeply about poverty while being in a poverty like state, I didn't know what to do with that. But say I had continued on in that profession and I had lived in that country and worked up the corporate ladder of that country, after having experienced some poverty based situations in life, would I have also been capable of designing a plan where these food that were going waste, even after doing some portion control of ordering, still some food was going waste? Now those food, could they have been given to the homeless? Could they have been given to children who are from poor families who are coming to that same preschool? Could they have been given to other children who live in that same neighborhood of that preschool, who are poor but they don't ask for help? We could have created a system like that to give it to people, donate it to people. And when you are donating, it is possible someone will come and think, oh, I'm getting free food, let me get it. But what is a abundance manifestation people should have? If you have enough money, if I say was earning $1,000, whenever I earned $1,000 a month, I didn't have monetary problems. I was not poverty stricken. $1,000 was enough for me most of the time. $1,000 to $1,500 was enough for me to survive in US society of the place where I used to live. But that same $1,000 to $1,050, $1,500, if I had that salary when I was in a much more expensive city of US, again that $1,000 to $1,500 is not enough money to survive. Those cities might need for you to have a salary of $4,000, $5,000 to survive. So depending, minimum survive it. After you have mastered survival and you have more salary, should you be that's why spending more, or should you be spending the same level as when you were economical and when you didn't have money? If you're spending when you earn $1,000 and when you earn $10,000 remains the same, if your generosity of tipping someone remains the same, if your generosity of donating somewhere remains the same, if your generosity of maybe giving gifts to family remains the same, then have you learned from the experience of earning more money? Or what is the benefit of having this access to more and more money if you don't show more and more better ways of utilizing the resource that you have with you, which is an abundance block if you don't do this. And those who don't have money, now for them who are struggling with money, what is the thing related to abundance they need to realize is, one, how to better utilize their money when they don't have the money. But another thing you can utilize is, you have faith that you will have better quality money eventually 10 years, 20 years, 30 years in life. Because this milk carton that I took, if I had a better salary, would I take it? No. So if my teacher, all the teachers were given better salary, would any of those teachers go and have that extra bit of milk when extra milk is lying around in the fridge? Because some of the other teachers also sometimes would just come and drink the extra milk because they are anyways going to throw it otherwise, right? Or the extra fruits that after serving the children, they took everything that they want. They were asked a couple of times whether they will take the second serving, third serving, but even then they are not eating the fruit that is left over. So what do? You can eat it. But what is to be learnt by someone who is going through a financial struggle is this. One, it could be accepting generosity from others. It could be being okay that food that is going to be thrown away is being given to you. It could be that food that is not spoiled, you can still eat it. It's just technically been labeled as spoiled because of certain laws. You can try to utilize that food some better ways. So some stores, when they have these extra foods that they are giving away in for 50 cents, 10 cents, 20 cents, if someone who doesn't have a good income, should those discounted food, discounted clothes be taken up by someone who doesn't have good income? Or should they be taken by someone who has modest income? You can go and take it, but it is an abundance block because you are then taking away from the person who is poor, who can't even afford the $1 food. That's why they are buying the 20-cent food. If you also, who can afford the $1, $2 food, goes and buys the 20-cent food, are you in future going to create some kind of abundance block related problems in your life, right? And the one who is doing this 20-cent budgeting when they are poor, if your wealth has expanded, should you gravitate towards taking better quality food? Buying from 20 cents, you buy the 50 cents banana instead of the 20 cents banana, because then you are in abundance mindset. Like, how will universe, or why should universe give you more and more salary? What is the point of bringing extra abundance in your life if you don't get away from buying poor quality food? Because if people don't stop buying poor quality food, stores will not understand whether they should store these poor quality food, because both are needed. If you are poor and the store wants to quickly sell something that wasn't sold before and is going to expire, you buy it, makes sense. But say everyone in that city is rich, should people be buying? Or if not rich, modest income they are having, which allows them to spend easily some good amount of money on grocery, should they all collectively be buying any of the food that is low quality? Or is their better level of abundance evolution going to be knowing to discern what is good quality food, what is bad quality food? Sometimes even $10 food can be bad quality, $5 food can be bad quality of the same kind. Because a $10 food may have an organic label, but if after the organic label they have washed it in all kinds of chemicals, they have ruined that organic label itself of that food. Because most people who actually are striving for organic food, they are striving for organic, chemical free, hormone free food, fresh food directly from the farmer, where the farmer has grown the food cleanly from the earth, like as if they were growing it on a pristine earth. So if you don't have that pristine earth based food with the right nutrition, chemical free circumstances of raising the food plus storing the food, then the organic label becomes purposeless, and a $10 organic labeled food is as chemically laced, maybe by different chemicals, different kinds of chemicals, than a $5 non-organic food which is also chemically laced. So discernment and understanding, in who has to do this discernment? The more abundant you are, you have to do this discernment. If your abundance is about knowledge, which is my abundance, I currently don't earn money, my abundance is about discernment between all these stages, when I'm earning money, when I'm not earning money, when I have savings in the bank account, when I don't have savings in the bank account. That was my abundance related learning. So even though I am not earning currently, I can still be generous when I have access to the money in my bank or money in my purse, right? There was the same instant, this one day before I gave this tip to the food delivery, there was someone else who asked for tip during a festival time. Now in that time also I felt I didn't have any money in my bank, in my pocket, so I asked my dad to give. Now later on I realized, oh, I had this money in my pocket. I hadn't seen that money in a while because I have been so sick. I am not thinking and sitting and pursuing about how much money I have, counting how much money I have in a purse. I'm not going out daily to go and do purchases. Any purchases I have to do, I go and do sometimes online purchases instead, because my body can't carry any of the heavier goods that I used to be able to carry earlier. So as a result, whatever money is there in the purse, what is there in my purse only, I don't look into for 10-20 months or days or 1-2 months or long term, because I'm not going to the bank to withdraw the money because I'm sick. So if because I am sick and I don't know how much money I have in my purse, and I felt I had only 50 or 70 rupees when I had more, I didn't give that person the money. Now someone else who knew I had money in my purse might think that I am being ungenerous, when what was happening with me? I was sick. I was physically and mentally not looking at my money. That's why I don't know that I have money. So am I ungenerous or something else is going on? So that's why anytime you're doing a social experiment, understand deeply. Initially when you're doing to prove something and you've proved it enough times, then the next level of evolution of the work that you're doing related to these experiments is to understand deeply, why am I having even the opposite of this experience? It took me a while. When my dad shouts at me for being generous when he doesn't want to be generous, initially I was not understanding why is he always shouting. And for 10 years, 20 years, I have chalked it out to his poverty, because he was from a poor family. So for him, even if now he has a lot of money, he has an abundance block. He doesn't know how to spend money on him or on others. It's not that he just doesn't spend on others. He doesn't know how to spend on him as well. He has that massive abundance block, not knowing how to spend on self, which is also abundance block. If you don't spend money that you earn for yourself, don't know how to spend it in a right way for yourself. Because some people will spend on them, but say I am sick and I love makeup earlier as a woman, makeup, jewelry, accessories. Now before I fell sick, spending money on makeup, jewelry, accessory was a normal thing. Once a year I would spend on some lip gloss, lipstick, something, and also buy some extra pieces of jewelry. But there's a reason I fell sick and I started getting allergies to chemicals or metals of these jewelry pieces or other materials of the jewelry and chemical things that I was taking. Not just from food, I was getting allergies from cosmetics, cosmetic products, toiletries, many things. Now if I'm an ordinary citizen, it is okay. I discovered I have allergy, I go to a doctor, take a medicine, maybe I will manage my allergy. But I'm not an ordinary citizen. I have knowledge of what medicine does to the body, how the medicine will be positive or negative in my body, and if I do take the medicine that the doctor has prescribed, if it has side effects, without going to the doctor or asking the doctor, I know how to stop the medicine. because I've learned that that is part of my work journey. And I know that this, I definitely know this is the medicine's related side effect that is manifesting in my body. If I have a side effect, even if I don't remember the side effect, I can Google it up and see if this medicine has the side effect that I am manifesting. And if it is manifesting in me, should I be taking and continuing a medicine simply because a doctor gave me, or should I stop taking something that is causing more harm than benefit? This is also a abundance block related area, because if your criteria of abundance is whoever gives me good things, or what I perceive as good is good, and whatever I perceive as bad is bad, then I haven't learned the abundance of understanding deeply that within the good also there is bad, and within the bad there is good. And how did I understand deeply about medicine? By learning about medicine. But even if you didn't learn about medicine, even if you aren't a doctor, aren't in the healthcare profession, can you educate yourself about the pros and cons of your own medication? If you have observed in your health that after taking 2 pills that the doctor gave me to take for 10 days, I'm getting some side effect, and I am guaranteed sure that this medicine is causing this problem. Even if you are uneducated, can you ask an educated person, or go back and ask that doctor? Have that courage and not have the block that whatever he has given has to be right, and go and talk to them that this that you gave is not right for me, can you change it? If you are in a healthy state of mind, should you go and ask or not? Right? If you are in a healthy state of mind and healthy state, partially healthy state of health, where you can go and speak to the doctor, you should do it. If you can't do it, should your family become aware of doing this? So, but if your family is abundance block prone and they aren't even able to spend for themselves, aren't even able to spend for others, aren't even able to think for themselves, aren't even able to think for others, if you are really completely sick and near death levels after taking some medication that caused a major reaction in your body, your family is not educated about it. Even if there are some family who are educated about it, they are too busy. They have decided you have taken the medicine, that's why you should be okay. Even if you are a medical professional, if you assume that, you are living in a false paradigm, because medicines do cause side effects in people's bodies. Medicines can cause harm in people's bodies than benefit. So, if a medicine is causing harm and there's no one to understand, the patient doesn't understand, the providers don't understand, the caretakers don't understand, will the patient's state of health get worse, or is it going to get better? So, is that a blockage in our thinking, in our heart chakra and thinking and perception, that whatever was given to me, just because it was given, it has to be right? Same way, whatever was given that is you thought is wrong for you, like I'm getting all these skin irritation and allergy, and I have been living in this allergy paradigm for 8-10 years since I came back to India from US. When I was living in the US, even there I was getting allergy from water pollution. But only now, after 20 years of experience, I'm realizing that that pollution that I used to have, those symptoms that I used to have, that were at a milder scale at that time, because I was younger, because the pollution levels were lower at that time 20 years back, those things were just chalked out to normal health problems, that you can get a infection, you can get a allergy based on I thought just a difference in country related water circumstances were giving these allergies. But now I realize, yes, there is a difference in country, and as a result the water is different. But why is the water different? Water actually should only be H2O everywhere globally. But if the water that is given by a municipal corporation is, or even drawn from a well or bore well or underground water supply, if that doesn't have just pure H2O and it has H2O plus other chemicals and bacteria and fungus and other things, if you bathe in that water, you will absorb the fungus, bacteria, chemicals along with the water. Water cleanses and replenishes us, is supposed to be a cleansing element. Only if it is pure H2O. not distorted H2O, not broken down H2O, not H2O that has been ionized, not H2O that has impurities and other things in it. And which is what happened in India. The certain amount of chemical levels were higher. First of all, it's 20 years later. So in 20 years, any area of the globe where continuously chemical usages are going on has an increase naturally in the chemical content of their water. So that's why also in India, also 20 years back when I used to live in India, I didn't have that many skin allergies from Indian water, but now I do. Same way, say today itself, I go back to the same city where I used to live 10 years back, 20 years back. There are two parts of Utah I used to live 10 and 20 years back. If in both those places I go again, I again take a shower, if the chemical content in those 10-20 years of my living there has changed, am I going to again have a health issue? I am already in a health issue phase, but I'm getting a double health issue. And these are all abundance blocks of a different kind. What is the abundance block here? The abundance block here is, you can call it a opposite of abundance block also. You are spending, you are so used to spending on something, you're not understanding that this thing that you thought was good for you, that you were spending on, may not be good for you anymore. The detergent that I was using for washing my clothes, cleaning my hair, the shampoo, the face wash that I use for washing my face, and I continue using the same brand only for 3-4 years, even then I'm getting skin irritation, scalp irritation. If I don't use it, any of these things, I'm just washing my clothes in water, washing my hair and face in water, even then I'm getting some skin irritation problems. If it is just a chemical based problem, then the stopping the chemicals will stop away my health problem from manifesting. So is a better strategy stopping the chemical that is causing my skin to get irritated, or is a better strategy continue taking that chemical and then continue taking the medicine and increasing the chemical load in our body? What is a better solution? That is a blockage. If you don't understand that the better solution for a chemical causing some problem is to remove that chemical. A better solution from a bacteria also, you understood it with coronavirus, then you have to also understand with chemical pollution the same principle. Also, same principle you have to understand with the fungus, if you have fungus in your water supply. Because those fungus in your water supply also, if you bathe in that water, cook food in that fungus ridden water, fungal spores, sometimes if you are heating that water, will get released. More fungus might get released when boiling that food than if that food was just eaten raw. Or after eating raw, if that food had fungus in it, that fungus will now grow in your stomach, because body's warm body temperatures could propagate that fungus, or particular set of warm, sugary and other conditions might help in growing that fungus. That's why those people who have fungal infections, also like a hidden fungal infection going on in their body, also tend to have a sweet tooth, more sweet tooth. So those who have diabetes and a sweet tooth as a result of it, or they have a sweet tooth, as a result they have diabetes, that is what they think. But what is the root cause of their sweet tooth? Is the root cause a lack of emotional connectivity in family life, social life, deep connections? Then you make more deeper connection, you build more deeper connection to manage your craving for love and manage your craving for getting a deeper connection by building those deeper connections, and you will automatically see your need for sweet and cravings will go down, which is what happened to me. And I didn't have diabetes at the time, but I had sweet cravings a lot and any time. And because I was living a very lonely life, many of my family don't even remember me when I'm living outside of their realm of influence. If I'm with them, they are very good company, but if I'm not with them, they aren't good company. And if I'm sick and been with them, they are absolutely crappy company, because they fail to recognize what is happening to a person in their health, from their health perspective. But as a result of this neglect related attitude of people I coexist with, I am more careful and mindful about taking care of my health and taking care of the money that I have, when I'm earning or not earning, because abundance blocks the way I look at money has shifted. So I look at money when I don't have money. I'm not sitting and thinking when will I earn the next dollar or next money, because I still have some money in my bank. I'm not sitting and worrying on it. What I worry more is, will I remember my password after falling sick? Because very repeatedly I keep forgetting my password sometimes. If I don't remember my password, I can't go and get access to money. And I'm not a 100-year-old person to forget my password. I'm only a 40-year-old person, but I'm still forgetting. Why? Because I'm that sick. Some days when I have clarity, I'm making these videos. Some days, even though I have clarity about things that I've learned for 20-30 years, I'm also losing equally, because I'm sick, losing clarity about the things which I'm not doing daily. Okay, so abundance block is this: not understanding how to use the abundance that you already have in your life. But I do have abundance. Does my abundance stop simply because I don't earn money? No, I still have abundance because I have some money in my bank account. I still have abundance because what was given to me is still there with me. Knowledge that I acquired over the years, knowledge that was sent my way, and from that I acquired something. So something was given and something was received. Something additional was also processed by me, which is the intuitive insight. When people say, when they're praying, to pray to Holy Spirit, to ask God for guidance, so some of it is my own clinical knowledge, my own studying based knowledge, my own life experience based knowledge that was given and presented to me. But some of it is also the knowledge that universe is guiding me, what to extract out of these things that are coming to my in the forefront of my experience. And if I choose, abundance block is this, that if I choose to look at my experience that I don't have money, I have to earn money, that's an abundance block too. Instead, when I do have some money in the bank account, I can sell some property eventually in the future if I need money. Right now I don't need it, so I don't need to sell that property. Right now, even if I sell that property, if I am so bad in health right now that I can't move out and travel anywhere or do anything meaningful with that money, my selling that property also will be fruitless. Right now, if tomorrow I die, it doesn't matter what I had in my bank, what I didn't have in my bank, what I had potential to earn. So what is more critical for me right now, because I'm in the verge of death or having experiences where many of the things that are manifesting health wise can lead to my death. Now if they do lead to my death, I have to, and I don't want that death to occur. Simply spending money on those diseases manifesting is not helping me, because I have spent the money on it, and I know how to spend money the right way. I will not go to a doctor 10 times. Not just money, health also. My health is also in a blockade stage where I can't do many activities. Universe has literally limited me in that experience. Both my financial experience and my health experience has been limited by universe. But not because I don't know how to use my finance, or because I don't know how to use my health. But because I know how to use my finance and health also, this experience has come in my life, so that I know when I have the opposite of financial inflow, do I still do some outflow? When I have opposite of good health coming to me, do I still know how to take care of my health when good health paradigms are not available to me? Right? Because that is the next level of evolution and experience, and then the blockages will be cleared or healed, because God can heal, doctors can heal, many things can heal. Certain I can get a job, part-time job, but if I'm poor in health, I'm not able to speak also for half an hour or 1 hour. That is the maximum limit I can speak. When earlier many of the work that I used to do, I used to continuously speak for 10-12 hours. My quality of health has declined 1/10. It is at 1/10 level than previous. If I can't speak even 1 hour, when I used to be able to speak for 10 hours a day. So what does that mean? If I have that kind of a health experience manifesting in my life, can I go and do a job where Every job requires us to speak to individuals, communicate with individuals. Many jobs require that. What doesn't require that? Artwork. So even before I fell sick, universe guided me to do artwork, the thing that will not require me to speak much. Then when my health was also impacting other people's health, I have started writing, because at that time I was capable of writing. I could sleep in the bed. I couldn't get out of bed a long time. When I was a person capable of walking for 2-3 hours, long walks on the roads, or moderate level exercises in the gym, the moderate intensity exercises, I was capable of doing that some years back. Now I'm not able to do that. And now if the water pollution is high, I am getting dizzy and cardiac problems and other health problems, where I have to literally lie on the bed, otherwise I will faint. That stage I reached. And because I don't have family who understand that I am reaching that critical stage, just because I speak with them for 10 minutes or shout at them for 10 minutes when I am in distress, they think this person is okay, she's behaving the same way as before. But this is not how health declines. Health doesn't decline in the massive scale for someone. It declines in the slow trajectory of decline. The trajectory of my decline from being able to walk for 2 hours to not being even able to walk for 10 minutes didn't happen in one day. It happened in a span of a few years. In that same span, when outside pollution levels and factors impacting my health increased. Now slowly those factors impacting my health can decrease. It does decrease when in the winter time, after the rains have fallen, if that pollution causing factor was water pollution related. But if that pollution causing factor was air pollution related, what is happening? Air pollution related factors are increasing every time before farming season or during farming season. Air pollution factors are increasing during summer time or vacation time or festival time, when people are traveling everywhere in mass scale in countries like India or other countries also. Every time they are traveling, if people are not mindful, that is also an abundance block. If you earn a lot of money and you have not created a system of spending your money in ethical, earth balanced manners, that is an abundance block. If I am poor, I have a vehicle that I possess, that maybe you're not that poor, you possess that vehicle because that is your source of income. You are a delivery driver, so you possess a scooter. You are a auto rickshaw driver or a cab driver, so you possess a cab. Yes, you may not earn as much money as a person in an office possibly, though nowadays some people earn that same level of money as a person in an office. But say you are not earning as high as a person, as a higher level person in an office. Then also, is it your job and duty to take care of your health by using the abundance that you possess, that earning that you have, that 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, whatever you are earning as a result of your profession? Should you be spending it in making sure that your vehicle is pollution free, chemical free? If you want good health, how will you get good health? You can pray to God. God, give me good health. God, give me good health. You are coughing, you don't have money. Doctor says for your treatment you need 10,000 rupees because you have some infection that caused this medicine. Or doctor says you have to have operation for this, you need lakhs of money. You know what? You can prevent yourself from going to that lakhs of money needing health status if you slowly start doing things where you keep care of your health. And every poor person who's a auto rickshaw driver, every auto rickshaw driver can keep each other in check if your senses are better in knowing that this person's vehicle's exhaust fumes are smelling and he hasn't done the right filtration or whatever auto maintenance needs. You can tell your friend about it. That is your abundance building then. That you have shared the information that this, if you do this, it will help you also. But will it just help the other auto rickshaw driver, or will it help both of them? If they are friends and they work in the same area, having a clean auto of both friends will keep the air a little bit more cleaner than it would have if neither friend keeps each other's in check about keeping a clean environment. If you are a truck driver, there are 10 truck driver groups who are hanging out sometimes in a dhaba eating food. Can each of those 10 truck drivers keep each other in check, that do not overload your vehicle, you are wasting fuel, do keep your exhaust of whatever maintenance is required in a vehicle, a truck, to maintain it? You know more. I don't drive a truck, so I don't know what is the mechanism to keep a truck exhaust fumes free. But even if your owner doesn't give you the money to spend on it, should you be spending your money? Because otherwise the future cost of health is higher. If you spend that 100, 200, 500,000 rupees today, once a year or once in a few years, over the vehicle that you are using every day for work, and you keep it clean, you also have friends who are keeping it clean, because you have to understand, you have to be socially responsible for each other. If you want your friends to be happy, if you want a happy social life, eating and enjoying life with your friends in the dhaba, can you enjoy that dhaba experience with your friends if they are not maintaining their vehicle and still pollution is going on? It is impacting all of your health, and eventually out of those 10 people, the one who is the weakest or who has other life health issues also, and having this air pollution problem, will possibly die or fall sick. At that time, maybe as a generous activity, you might all raise money and give him money to spend the 1 lakh, 10 lakh he needs for his health status. But if every one of you had spent, instead of giving him that 10 lakh or 1 lakh after collecting from 10 sources, if initially only you had only spent 10,000 rupees monthly, yearly, or in every 10 years you're doing this and keeping your environment in clean, you would not even have to go to that 10 lakh expense of healthcare. So if you are poor, do you have ways to not be poor? What is the way of a poor person to not be poor? Because I am near poor level, I am not earning, so I am near the poor person level only. What is my best way to not have a health problem? Prevent the things that cause the health problem from happening in my life, happening in other people's lives. If I can't prevent that from happening, educate everyone who is involved in that health harm to stop doing that health harm. Because will it just benefit me if air pollution and water pollution stops, or is it going to benefit everyone in the society if air pollution, water pollution stops where I live, or where I have lived, or where I have even visited for 5 days or 1 week or 5 minutes? Even in 5 minutes you can understand where a place's air pollution levels are bad. If you have the quality and if your lungs are already in distress, the person whose lungs are in distress or who has got cancer and other circulatory system problem, as a result getting these breathing problems, will that person tell you sooner you need a exhaust thing fixed, or whatever food you are using to cook,